When you build your political identity in the streets, absorbing tear gas and clashing with police, you make a promise to the public. For decades, Mamata Banerjee was Bengal's Agni Kanya, the firebrand. She was the relentless outsider, taking a sledgehammer to a corrupt system. But today, her critics use a different word. They call her a Swearacharani, an autocrat, ruling through fear and systemic corruption. How does a street fighter abandon her roots the moment she gets a taste of authority? Or is this transformation simply the required cost of surviving Indian politics? Her career tracks the arc of power itself, the process of a revolutionary inheriting, then inhabiting, the very machine she aimed to destroy. To understand her rise, we must look at the West Bengal of the past, a state politically stagnant and economically frozen in time. For 34 years, the Communist Party maintained absolute control. They built a monolithic political machine touching every neighborhood, local business, and trade union. The traditional opposition, the Congress Party, had grown comfortable and complacent. Banerjee recognized that you cannot dismantle a grassroots machine from a safe office in New Delhi, so she broke away to take the fight directly to the neighborhoods. Her primary weapon was relentless friction. She organized blockades, led massive protests, and willingly absorbed physical violence. Every blow she took proved she was an uncorrupted outsider willing to bleed for the public. In 2011, Banerjee became a living symbol of anti-establishment defiance, toppling an immovable Goliath and taking control of the state. But winning meant the street fighter had to walk into the writers' building, the seat of the state government, and transition into an executive administrator. This created a massive power vacuum. Dismantling the Communist Party left millions of local enforcers and street-level bureaucrats without a master. To prevent total collapse, Banerjee's new government absorbed those exact networks, binding them to a new central authority. This structural necessity birthed the controversial vocabulary of her modern rule. Terms like syndicates, local cartels controlling supplies, along with cut money and vote management, became the pragmatic tools of a corporate-style political boss. To effectively rule the state she had just liberated, the firebrand was forced to construct a near-perfect replica of the very machine she had spent her life fighting. Today, that machine faces its ultimate stress test. The familiar regional enemies of the past have collapsed, replaced by a highly funded national challenger. The BJP has aggressively pushed into Bengal. Banerjee frequently frames them as a Hindustani or Gujarati wave, a wealthy external force threatening to consume her tightly controlled regional turf. Her defense relies entirely on her incumbent machinery. She leverages her grip on state institutions and deploys aggressive vote management down to the individual booth level to hold the line. The roles have completely reversed. The ultimate outsider is now the entrenched insider, ruthlessly defending her establishment from a new generation of political insurgents. Return to the present day, and you see the sheer monopoly of her cultural and political dominance over Bengal. Yet the daily headlines describe a government in crisis, accusing her administration of operating a massive extortion syndicate and shielding corrupt men from accountability. The isolation of power is stark. The rebel who once bled with the masses now dictates from an insulated throne, surrounded by party loyalists. This transformation is rarely about a sudden ideological betrayal. It is the raw requirement of political survival in a system where control is the only currency. The defining tragedy of the revolutionary is structural. If you are successful enough to tear down the old system, you inevitably live long enough to become the exact establishment